Hi everyone. Hello. If you guys are joining me, please comment below. Let me know who you are, your name, where you're from. And of course, let me know that you can hear me. That is most important. We are diving into probiotics, prebiotics, and the best foods to support your gut. So I'm super excited to share this information with you guys today. And before we officially start and dive in, I just want to give you guys some time to join. I am coming at you live today from the comfort of my couch, which is awesome. So I get to be in my PJs, you get to be in your PJs, or maybe you're at work, which is fine. Maybe you can sneak on the computer at work. But either way, we get to connect live, which is awesome. So make sure we're all set up here. Oh, we've got people joining. Wonderful. Yes, guys, if you guys are joining, send some love and some hearts tapping on the screen there. So before we officially dive into prebiotics and probiotics and foods for gut health, I want to share with you a little bit about who I am and what I do. So my name is Samantha Gladish. I am a holistic nutritionist. I specialize in weight loss and women's hormonal health. So I help women lose weight and balance their hormones with delicious food. That is what I get to do every day. It's really fun. So you can find out more about me and what I do over at holisticwellness.ca. There's tons of great recipes over there. Hello, thanks for joining, Tara. So yes, you can head on over to holisticwellness.ca. There's lots of great recipes, lots of great health information, all things weight loss, hormones, gut health, lots of stuff. So you can always go over there and find out more about me. Otherwise, we should dive in. We should dive in to a topic that I am sure many people hear all about, which is probiotics. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed that you're using probiotics currently, because if you're not, you have to start. And if you're not, then this is the great place to be, because you're going to learn why they're so important and why you need them. So let's dive in. We're talking about prebiotics, probiotics, and foods that you probably have in your kitchen right now that you can start eating to support your gut. So first, let's dive in to probiotics. And again, you probably have heard this term over and over and over again, and you've probably gone into your health food store and you see a shelf that is just loaded with tons of different probiotics and tons of different companies, right? So what are they really beneficial for? So basically, you know, your gut houses thousands upon thousands of different strains of bacteria. And I mean, there's still so much research coming out about what all these strains even do. And it's really incredible, you know, what the diversity in our microbiome and what these bacteria can really do. We have bacteria that can actually support insulin and blood sugar, and different strains of bacteria that play a role in how we lose weight or how we gain weight, different bacteria that's involved in neurological disorders. You know, there are almost 40 diseases that are linked, and more, with all the new research that's constantly coming out, that's linked to bacterial imbalance. So this is why it's so important that we support our microbiome and we help all that really good bacteria in our gut thrive and flourish, because ultimately it's really gonna support our health on so many different levels. You know, our immune system, with our heart, with our brain, with hormones, how we assimilate different vitamins and nutrients in our body, and of course digestion and detoxification. You know, our gut is so important. So it's really important that we make it a priority to take care of it. So if you're not currently using probiotics, I highly suggest you start, because probiotics is one of the first things, the first step you can take to supporting your microbiome. So we're always going to have bad bacteria in our gut. There's always going to be some. And what we really want to do is help the good bacteria thrive and basically outnumber the bad bacteria that's in our gut. So you're kind of looking for about a 70 to 80% good bacteria to about 20 to 30% bad. That's kind of the ratio you're looking for. And if you're eating a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of sugar, you're under a lot of stress, smoking, if you're on any pharmaceutical drugs or meds or antibiotics, these can all basically kill that good bacteria, and then that bad bacteria can actually start to increase. So we don't want that. We really want the good bacteria to thrive. So when you are starting to support your gut, and even if you are on any meds or anything like that, you can still take a probiotic. Just make sure you take it away from any medication. So when you're starting to, get started on healing your gut and supporting digestion, maybe you're dealing with gas and bloating or IBS or IBD or Crohn's or colitis, or even you might be just suffering with like low energy and fatigue or hormonal imbalances or autoimmune conditions, probiotics are going to benefit you. So a few things you want to keep in mind when you are buying a probiotic. So I've got some, I want to show you here, some probiotics from New Life. So there's a few things you want to keep in mind. When you go to buy a probiotic and you go into the health food store and you're so overwhelmed by what you see on the shelf, here are some things you want to keep in mind. Oh, hi Rhonda, thanks for joining. So here's some things you really want to keep in mind. You obviously want to be conscious of brand quality. What is the brand that you want to buy? Like, who is that company? How long have they been around for? What other sort of products do they create? And luckily, New Life Therapeutics has been on the market for years. They produce a really high quality product, so it's a brand that you can know, like, and trust. Linda, thanks for joining, Linda, and you've shared the video. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So you guys can actually share this video to your own Facebook group, and then your community can watch it as well. So thanks for doing that, Linda. So another thing you want to keep in mind, so there's brand quality. You also want to look for a high CFU count, which means colony forming units. And it's not, you're probably going to find brands that have anywhere from 10 billion all the way up to like 200 billion. I've even seen 450 billion, which is really crazy. So it really depends on what you're suffering with, where you should start with the count, like how many billions of probiotic. So if you are suffering with a lot of issues, or you're new to getting started with probiotics, you got a lot of digestive issues going on, leaky gut, cramping, bloating, gas, IBS, anything like that, you definitely want to go with a little bit of a higher dose. So this is the acute probiotic from New Life Therapeutics, and it is 25 billion. And so this is a really great place to start. And then of course, once you've been on something like this for a while and you are cleaning up your diet and you're doing all that you can to really support your gut, then you can actually go to more of a maintenance dose. So you'll notice this is a 10 billion. So this one's the 25 and this one is the 10. So I definitely suggest that you want to start off with a higher dose, and then after you've done that for a few months, you can definitely go down to a lower dose of 10 billion, but there's nothing wrong with staying on a higher dose long term. That's totally fine. So you just kind of have to figure out what feels best for you. If you are on a higher dose and you're finding that your symptoms are improving a lot, then totally stick with it. So you do want to look for brand quality, high CFU count. If you go to the store and you see that it only has 1 or 2 billion, that's not really going to do too much for you. So, get the count up there. And then you also want to look for strain diversity. So on the back of the probiotic box, it will just list the different kinds of strains that are in the probiotic. And you basically want it to have multiple strains. So there's about 5 or 6 different strains in this one, which is really great. You want multiple strains because different strains serve different purposes, and they're going to heal you on more than just sort of one path. So that's why you want to have multiple strains. That's key. Okay, so we've got a few things. We've got our brand quality, high count of probiotic, high CFU count, and strain diversity. And you also want to be conscious of the date. If you go into the store today and it's expiring at the end of the month, well, that's probably not going to be so ideal, right? Just be conscious of the date, and also be conscious of like, are there a lot of these weird fillers and binders and sugars or artificial sweeteners or something really strange in there? You don't really need stuff like that. There shouldn't be like all this sugar in there, something to just be conscious of. So that's really what you want to look at when you are buying a probiotic. So again, you can start off with a higher dose, and then you can always, after a few months on the high dose, you can always go down to a lower dose, which is like more of a maintenance dose, okay? One other thing that's really important to note, specifically with New Life, is that you'll notice their probiotics come in these awesome, great packs. And most companies, this is really important to note, most companies, they actually heat treat their probiotics. So in the blister packs, other companies have heat treated it and to seal it. And that heat kills the probiotic. So you really want to be careful of that. New Life does not heat treat their packaging, so you can ensure that you're really getting those probiotics in there and that they're not being killed off by the heat. So that's something to really keep in mind. When you go into the health food store, definitely keep your eye out for New Life, because you know you're going to get really good quality and you know that it hasn't been heat treated, okay? So we know about our probiotics. We know that they are beneficial for supporting all different kinds of disease, for keeping our gut healthy and our digestion healthy, and they're going to help us with energy and vitality, and they're even going to help us with our skin. There's so many different reasons why we want to take our probiotics, and it's such an important supplement to start on, especially if you're dealing with a lot of digestive issues. So aside from your probiotics, there are prebiotics. And you might be thinking, oh my God, do I have to go buy a whole other supplement now just to get prebiotics? So you can absolutely find prebiotics in supplement form, but you don't need to buy them in supplement form. You can actually just eat them. And I'm sure that you're probably eating prebiotics right now. So what are prebiotics? They are basically a type of carbohydrate, but mainly they contain fiber, and they actually contain a non-digestible fiber. So we can't actually really digest them, but your bacteria digests the prebiotics. So the prebiotic actually becomes a food for the probiotic. So if you really want that good bacteria to thrive and to grow, you need to give it prebiotics. And the simple way to do that is with food. So you're probably already eating some of these amazing prebiotic foods like garlic and onions, which I pretty much use every single day in so many different meals. And I mean, it's so easy to, flavor your meals with garlic and onions. So garlic and onions are a prebiotic food, and it's so great to include them in your diet because they're going to help support your gut and your microbiome, and they're going to help that good bacteria grow. It's basically giving food to the bacteria in your gut. And a great thing about garlic and onions is that they also contain a lot of sulfur. So when you're chopping your onions and you're crying, or when you're chopping garlic, there's like a strong scent to it, right? Like there's a really strong smell, and what you're actually smelling is sulfur. So there is a high sulfur content to garlic and onions, and that's a really good thing because sulfur is important for detoxification in your body. So not only are you getting these amazing benefits of supporting your gut, but you're getting these amazing detoxification benefits as well, which is a huge bonus. So another food is asparagus. I love asparagus. We eat them on the regular here at home, and we roast them or we steam them, or I make asparagus soup. And asparagus also contains lots of prebiotics. So again, it's a great food that's going to support helping the probiotics grow in your gut. And asparagus, it also contains glutathione. So glutathione is actually a really potent antioxidant. It's kind of like your anti-aging powerhouse. So load up on asparagus because it's going to give you a lot of potent antioxidants, plus it's really going to support the gut as well. And then another food, which you may not really eat regularly, but it's chicory. And chicory is often what gives a lot of like coffee alternatives their coffee flavor. Oh, thanks for the hearts, guys. Thanks. You can tap the screen and give some hearts because I need some love over here. Okay, so chicory is, I'm going to share with you how I get chicory in my diet. So chicory is basically, if you ever have had like a coffee alternative, you know, if you're trying to give up coffee and you're, you know, looking for these other coffee alternatives that taste like coffee, typically you'll find that they contain chicory because chicory kind of has a coffee-like flavor. So I really love Dandy Blend. Dandy Blend is by far the best tasting coffee alternative, and it contains chicory. And it is gluten-free, which is key. You do want to cut out gluten and be conscious of how much gluten's in your diet if you want to support the microbiome. And so this, I swear, I have given to pretty much all of my clients, especially the ones who have been really wanting to detox and get off of coffee. Dandy Blend tastes amazing. It tastes so good, and it really is going to help satisfy, you know, wanting to drink that hot cup of coffee. You're going to get that feeling when you drink the Dandy Blend. Plus, it's got the chicory root in there, which is a great prebiotic, and it's going to support the microbiome. So huge bonus. So what else? Bananas are a prebiotic food. Now, I do caution on how much you eat in terms of how many bananas you eat, because bananas are very high in sugar. So if you do have issues going on with any blood sugar, then I recommend that you keep the bananas a little low, but they do have some great prebiotics. And then flax seeds are a great source of prebiotics as well, and you can simply add those into a smoothie or to a salad. So where can you buy the Dandy Blend? I get mine off of a site called rawelements.ca, and I can share that link with you guys below, Raw Elements. And I think if you use SAMG, S-A-M-G, at checkout, I think you get 10% off. I can't remember, but it's worth giving it a try to get 10% off. And you will find it in most health food stores now, the Dandy Blend. And they even come in like little travel packs, which is nice. So if you want to make one when you're on the go or traveling, that's a great option too. And then another really amazing prebiotic that I want to talk about is acacia gum. And this is basically a plant fiber. And what's so amazing about it is that it's actually proven to support leaky gut, which is amazing. So there's a lot of actual research around acacia gum, and I take acacia gum pretty much every day because I use the healing fiber. And if you guys haven't tried the healing fiber yet, I can promise you this tastes delicious. So if you are, when I say the term fiber, and you are automatically thinking of some of these fibers that are in like drugstores that do not taste good, I promise you this tastes nothing like that. So the healing fiber contains flax seeds and glutamine and marshmallow. So it contains like really soothing and healing nutrients for the gut. Plus it is a fiber, which is so essential because we need that fiber in our diet to help with constipation and just keeping the microbiome really healthy. So this contains acacia gum. So it's a prebiotic that helps feed all that great probiotic in your body that feeds the bacteria in your body. So you're getting flax seeds, glutamine, marshmallow, inulin, psyllium, and then you got the acacia gum. So I highly recommend it. It tastes delicious. You simply can add it to a smoothie or just mix it into some water and just drink it. And I promise you, it tastes really, really great. So I just wanted to share that and what that looks like. Okay, so some important things to note, you know, what are some things that's going to kill off the bacteria in your gut? So antibiotics, pharmaceutical drugs, and medication, they can definitely impair the microbiome. And, you know, sugar, stress, this is all going to affect that good and bad bacteria balance in your gut. So this is why it's so important. You know, your diet plays such an important role, and stress, managing stress, that plays a really important role as well. And then on top of that, tap water. Yes, tap water is loaded with so many chemicals and heavy metals, specifically chlorine and fluorine or fluoride, and those can actually kill the good bacteria in your gut. So it's really important if you're drinking tap water that you you consider getting a good filter, or we here at home, we use a company called Cedar Springs Water. And it's spring water. It gets delivered to our house in glass, which is amazing, so no plastic. And that's what we use. So there's no heavy metals or anything in there, and it's a really good quality. And then, of course, toxins and pesticides. If you are eating a lot of foods that have a lot of toxins and pesticides and antibiotics and hormones, that's going to affect that good and bad bacteria balance as well. So be really conscious of those things. It's one thing to take supplements, and they really do serve a purpose. Probiotics are hands down the #1 supplement I recommend to all of my clients. But at the same time, we really do want to make an effort to be cleaning up our diet as well. And then some other amazing foods that you want to include in your diet that's going to support your gut is a lot of fermented foods. So sauerkraut, kimchi, those are my favorite. I love putting kimchi on like scrambled eggs in the morning, and even just when I'm making lunch or making dinner, I just take like a scoop of sauerkraut and just put it on the side. It kind of becomes like this extra side dish that I just include in my meals now. Like, it's just become so automatic for me, and it's great. I know that I'm supporting my gut at each meal. And then kombucha is really great too, which is a fermented beverage, and you can drink kombucha, but you just want to be conscious of how much sugar is in there. So really pay attention to the ingredient lists and how they list out how much sugar per serving, because if you're drinking like a 500 ml bottle of kombucha, but it says that there is 20 grams of sugar for 250 mils, but the bottle is 500 mils, you got to double that sugar content. So that's a lot of sugar. So really be careful about that and be conscious of how much sugar is in the kombucha. You want to get like the lowest sugar possible content possible, or just no sugar at all. And then miso soup is really great. It's fermented as well, and that's delicious, and it's really nice and soothing and warming, and it's great for gut health. Pickles, which is a fermented, basically your cucumbers, right? Those I love. I love pickles so much, and I always keep them in the fridge, and sometimes I just go and eat them out of the jar. And then yogurt. But you do want to be careful with your yogurt, because again, there's a lot of yogurt on the market that does contain a lot of sugars or artificial sweeteners or a lot of different fruits in there. You really just want to get like a plain organic, a good quality yogurt, but you won't get too many strains in there. So the fermented foods are definitely the way to go. So if you guys have any questions, I know I covered a lot there, post them in the comments below and let me know. And I'll be happy to answer them and help guide you. And if not, you can always post after, and we will see the questions in the comments come up, and I can help address them at that point. And yeah, and if there's anything you need me to share in terms of links, I can go share those in the comments after. And I hope you guys connect with New Life over on Instagram. Just find them over on Instagram, New Life Therapeutics, and you can find me over on Instagram as well at Holistic Wellness Foodie. And yeah, and come find us on social media and connect with us. You can always ask us questions there, and if there's anything you need help with, we are more than happy to help you guys. All right, so I don't think there's any questions coming in. I hope I covered everything. Oh, there is. How well do the inflammation products work on the joints? Yeah, they're incredible. I mean, there's a lot of different inflammation products. I don't know if you're speaking specifically about the New Life. So New Life does have an inflammation support product, which is basically your fish oil combined with turmeric, which is amazing. So you get not just the beneficial anti-inflammatory properties of fish oil, but it's combined with turmeric, which is pretty much one of the most powerful spices that you can possibly use. It has anti-inflammatory properties, it has anti-cancer properties, it's very healing for the gut as well, so I absolutely love turmeric. So I would definitely, I don't know what kind of inflammation you might be dealing with, or specifically joint pain, but including fish oil is by far one of the best things you can do. It's really, really supportive of your joints. The fish oil actually helps to lubricate your joints. So again, you know, supplements are important, and you definitely are going to find that the supplements are going to help swing that pendulum for sure in terms of getting you to, you know, better health and healing. But at the same time, you really want to include pay attention to your diet. Your diet is the number one thing that could be causing inflammation in your body. So the sugar, the gluten, the dairy, those are by far the number one places you want to start when it comes to healing inflammation. And then of course, take care of your gut. Getting good probiotics into your system combined with the inflammation support from New Life, that is just going to be an amazing combo for healing inflammation and supporting the joints. Michael, you had that. You just started it. Perfect. I'm happy to hear that. Plantar fasciitis and other things. Yes. So definitely get on the inflammation support and the joint support that they have as well. You're going to find a lot of relief from that. You eat well, also working with BIE. Okay, great. That's awesome. So BIE, I think, is going to help you dive deeper into understanding any food intolerances and allergies. So that's a great place to start. Awesome. So you have to know that it does take time, right? Healing, it takes time. As you know, you really got to pay attention to your diet, your stress, your sleep, how much water are you drinking, the quality of your food, what strategic supplements are you using. It all plays a role, and it does take time. The healing process takes time, so you just have to be really gentle with yourself and really patient. But the fact that you're on this path and you're doing all these right things already, I mean, kudos to you. That's really great. So awesome. So thanks so much for joining. And if you guys have any more questions, again, you can always post them after this video has recorded, because we will always come back and see your comments and your questions, and we can get you guys at a later date, okay? So thanks for joining me at 3 p.m. on this Friday afternoon. I don't know if you guys were at home or maybe snuck on at work, but I'm really happy that you guys are here and that I got to connect with you. Awesome, putting clients on these products too. Perfect, yes, that's really important. Great. So thanks so much for joining, guys. I hope you enjoy your weekend. It is snowing outside right now, which kind of sucks. So I hope wherever you guys are from, it's nice and sunny and beautiful. I can't wait for the sunny, beautiful weather to come. All right. Take care, guys. Have a great day and have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for joining me.